guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you guys a ranking. Yes, I'm bringing back the ranking, and we're gonna be ranking the Barbies and Kens from the Barbie movie. Now, I seen the movie about 4 days ago, so it's pretty fresh in my head still, but I had a lot of opinions on the cast, the characters, especially the Ken. So I thought it would be fun to just rank them, but I definitely had a couple favorites and a couple I just, was not rocking with in the movie. Anyways, before we get into the ranking, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you've seen the movie, I want to know your own ranking on the Barbies and Ken, so leave that in the comments as always. All right, so we're gonna be ranking them from worst to best, and I'm gonna be starting off with the Kens. Coming in at the bottom of the list for the Kens is Simu's Ken. Honestly, like, his Ken was very on brand with who he is in real life, so I wasn't really too shocked about the character itself. It's just that his Ken wasn't very interesting. But yeah, this is definitely not an unpopular opinion. I know he is the least like Ken from all of them, so he's also on the bottom of my list, and I know a few of the cast members agree with me. Honestly, I was even debating on like putting John Cena's Ken on this list just so I could put another Ken ahead of him. Now, every other Ken on this list is just up from here. Coming up next is Shooty's Ken. He was one of the funniest characters on the movie. I feel like the Kens in general were a lot more funny and like impressionable than the Barbies at time in the movie. Was that just me? Like, the Kens, they just gave me more laughs than the Barbies. Throughout the movie, it was just vibes for him. Like, he barely had any lines, but I feel like his Ken was like still captivating without like any like crazy lines or interactions in the film. He actually had that one line when like everything was going down where he was like, "I just miss my friend Barbie," and that just made me love him even more in the movie. All right, coming up next is Kingsley's Ken. Was not cool with the whole transitioning from Barbie Land to Ken World. Like, he was not rocking with it at all in the movie. Like, I feel like his Ken was like overlooked, but like towards the end of the movie, like that's when he captivated me. Speaking of Alan's Ken, his is up next. Every time he got on screen in the movie, me and my sister, we were just dying. His dialogue was nothing special, but he was just so awkward in the movie that it was just hilarious every time he was on screen. He's number 2 on my Ken list, and I do not care. He was just random and awkward and just hilarious. He was just trying to escape at the end, y'all, but that scene was just so funny to me for some reason. I have no idea why, but Alan's Ken definitely made it for me. And coming in at number 1 for the Kens is obviously stereotypical Ken, aka Ryan's Ken. I feel like he was the star of the show. He carried the movie. I know, Margot, I love you, girl, and this was your film, but he stole the spotlight. He carried the movie. No tea, no shade. Y'all can be mad at me in the comments, but he carried the movie. And I feel like a lot of people agree, especially online. I see a lot of people agreeing that Ryan just did a good job playing his character in the movie. He carried the movie. I do not care. So he's at number 1 on my list. All right, we're gonna be moving into the Barbies. Now, this ranking is really not really heavily backed by too much. I mean, the Barbies were pretty much explained in the beginning of the film, but I just feel like I needed a little more. Definitely don't take this Barbie ranking to heart. A lot of them were like enjoyable for me in the film, so like the ranking and where they're placed does not really weigh as heavily as the Ken. All right, coming in at the bottom of the Barbies list is Physician Barbie. Now, her Barbie wasn't bad. I just feel like she didn't give me much in the film, which is why she's at the bottom of the list. It was a cool Barbie, and I love that they had that variety of every different profession, but like hers just didn't give me much to work with in the film. No tea, no shade, but that's why she's at the bottom of the list. I just feel like her Barbie was the least memorable for me personally. I don't know. All right, coming up next is Lawyer Barbie. Her Barbie was actually funny in the movie to me. She definitely deserved more scenes, and she was hilarious. They could have gave her more lines in the film. Is that just me? I did not really seem like a lawyer to me. It's just now when I was looking like up all the Barbies, I remembered that she was Lawyer Barbie. Like, I feel like she never gave lawyer. I don't know, but like in the movie she was just hilarious, so her profession does not matter. So she's up next. All right, coming up next is Dr. Barbie. Now, I know I just said I didn't really relate to Physician Barbie because I'm not really in the medical field, the nurse, that's not my type of thing, but her Barbie was actually really hilarious too. But Dr. Barbie also had some of the best wisdom in the film. Like, she was giving all the like right answers when Barbie was struggling. thing in the beginning. Like Dr. Barbie was the main one helping her, other than Weird Barbie. So that's why Dr. Barbie is higher on my list. All right, coming in at number 4 is Writer Barbie. They also could have gave her more lines. Her Barbie was really good, and I like how they showed like she did the Nobel Peace Prize. She also had some of the best outfits. Like a writer, you know, they don't really get the best wardrobe, but she got the best wardrobe out of all the Barbies other than Margot's Barbie in the movie, which is kind of strange to me. Like her profession does not really have clothes like writers. Like what do y'all wear? But they gave her the best clothes in the movie. No tea, no shade. So Writer Barbie, you're at number 4. I loved you. And your outfits, they served. All right, we're moving into the top 3. And number 3, this is really hard, but number 3 on my list is Weird Barbie. Now, I did not know that this was gonna be a character in the film. I loved Weird Barbie. Like I understand, and I like how they introduced, like, that's like, you know, when we're kids, we like chop their hair, we dye their hair, we put them in splits. Like that was hilarious. That her introduction was funny, which is why she's at number 3. It was really hard. I wanted to put her like at number 2 or 1, but y'all don't see why. Coming in at number 2 is Margot's Barbie, aka stereotypical Barbie. Now I know a lot of y'all might be shocked that she's not number 1. I don't know, there was just another Barbie that I liked more in the movie, and y'all will see why. Margot actually did a perfect job with her role in the movie. Like perfect. There was no flaws in her performance in the movie, period. And I loved the ending. Like she decided what she wanted to go. I personally wouldn't choose the real world, but go off, you know, maybe Barbie Land was just not for her anymore. She went through a lot in the movie, so I could see why she wouldn't want to, you know, live there. Wouldn't be my choice, but hey, I stand behind you, sister. Have fun in the real world. I really like want to see, like, if they do a sequel, what is gonna happen with her living there. I bet you she's not gonna last 2 years in the real world. But that aside, I really enjoyed her performance in the movie. I just wish that the ending was different. Like, why did she have to choose to come to real life? Like, Barbie Land is way better. I know she went through that little rough patch with Ken, but like that was one thing. Her time in the real world was actually really bad as well, so that also was a shock to me when she chose to come back to the human world at the end of the film. All right, and coming in at the top of the list is President Barbie. Now this is gonna be a shock to a lot of y'all. Issa Rae, I feel like they casted her perfectly. When I first heard that she was gonna be in the movie, I was really happy. I didn't know she was gonna get this type of role, but President Barbie probably made me laugh the most. They chose the perfect person to play President Barbie. They could have chosen anyone else of the other girls to play that one specific Barbie. I feel like Issa just did a great job. Me and my sister were like on the dying whenever she was on screen. She was my favorite Barbie of all of them. I loved her. If they do a sequel, I hope she's also in it, because I did not know Issa was gonna be in this movie. When she showed up, when she popped out, I was dying, and all of her lines were hilarious. So that's why I put her above Margot's Barbie. I guess you could say it was kind of interchangeable because I loved both of them, but I don't know, Issa's just my girl. I loved her acting and she did a great job. All of her lines were just so funny in the film. All right guys, so that was me ranking the Barbies and Ken from the Barbie movie. Let me know your own ranking of all of them in the comments. I want to see how similar your list is to mine. Again, this is still fresh in my head. I don't know, I might see the movie again, I might not, but this is just my ranking on them fresh from the theater, y'all. But yeah, overall, I would definitely give the movie a 7 out of 10. I wasn't a fan of the ending, y'all. That's the only thing that doesn't make it a 10 out of 10 for me, but everything else was perfect. The casting was perfect, the music was perfect, everything else was good, but I didn't like the ending. Let me know your own rating for the movie as well, because you know, I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews, a lot of people hating. Everyone has their own opinion, so let me know your ranking for the movie itself also in the comments. If you want to see any of my other character rankings, I'll leave that playlist down in the description, and you guys can check that out after the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.